and they end up putting themselves in the line of, fire. And not to mention, you've got all this craziness going on in society,
Oh, yeah.
Could I
I know.
Yeah, I was going to comment
Lance?
earlier. You were talking about the clowns. I was going to say, if you'd have told me 30 years ago when I was reading Akira that there was actually going to be a gang that dressed up like clowns and actually went out in public, I'd have thought you were insane.
Yeah.
Of course, yes, they were the insane clown posse, and then it adapted from there.
Yeah.
They went to
Hey,
scary clowns.
I've actually met them.
Yeah, some of the
I
juggalos.
mean, it was years ago, because they used to say, I used to work in Novi. I used to clean restaurants. And I actually ran into them just crossing paths. I was looking at this place called Carver's in Novi, and their boss was staying at the hotel directly adjacent from the restaurant that I cleaned at the morning.
Yeah.
So here's this, and I didn't know who they, I don't listen to that kind of music. Okay,
Sure.
I do know who they are, and I have seen their posse, and I've heard them, and they're nuts. But to see them, they're not bad people.
No, not at all.
They have a persona, and they are no joke.
Anytime you have an icon like that, you're going to have people that are going to glom onto it, not for the reasons you want them to.
Right.
But their posse is not wearing masks.
Yeah.
They paint themselves like the
Exactly.
insane clown posse. That is a completely, and that's the difference between the stuff that's going on now and like that individual type of group.
Yeah, well,
Like
we
think about this stuff.
Yeah, we had a studio that was like a block and a half away from a place called the Bottleneck there in Lawrence. It's a big venue for shows. When the ICP was playing there, the line stretched all the way around the block. So they were standing outside the tattoo shop trying to intimidate people. It's like, dressing like a clown trying to intimidate tattooed people, that ain't going to get you very far.
No.
Like, it's really
For
not.
sure.
Yeah, it didn't.
Well, Lance, tell us.
We've got a really good tattoo place called Red Crown here. Red Crown Tattoo. The tattoo place here is called Red Crown. That's where I go to. I got my ink there. And they've got a couple of different really good artists there that have done. I got my neck done. I've got kind of like the Eye of Horus on my neck. And it's not done, but it's partially done. And I went there, and they got some really good artists, and the place is really nice. But I know that there's these small places, small ink places, with artists that are probably off the charts, and they probably don't ever get the recognition. And that's where these like Kid Rock and Eminem and all them go and get that one piece of ink, because they will only go to that one artist, and it's probably in some Joe Schmo's ink place off of some crazy road, and it's probably got some bad mo of an artist,
That's the beauty of
I'm
art.
looking for.
Yeah, that's the beauty of art. You can never tell. You take a look at them and you're thinking, no way. Then you see what they put there, you're like, that's amazing.
I know.
Amazing.
I know, there was
I
an ink
can
expo.
personally think Mr. Lance. I've got over 90 hours of his work on me.
Oh,
This is my friend Don. He's my business partner. But I've got.
really?
That's how we got the books published. I actually told him these stories because I didn't have the means to do anything publication wise. I looked at it, but I never found a way to do anything. And then I've been working on him, and after 7 years?
Yeah, 7 years and over 90 hours worth of ink.
Do you guys have any of your book characters inked on your body?
Not yet.
Nah, I've only got
Do what?
Have you thought about getting any of them, like,
Well, there's some of each of the books. If you look at them, each of them has a unique glyph on the cover, and the series as a whole has a unique glyph. There's lots of imagery in the series, And I'm actually looking at getting some of the glyphs tattooed on when we do my back piece.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as the characters, most of them, I don't know, I can draw them anytime. I see them whenever I close my eyes. I don't really want them on my body. I may have created them and all, but it's just like, kind of an exorcism to get them away from me.
I hear ya.
Sweet.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Well, Lance, is there anything else you would like to tell us about your books? We've got about 10 minutes left.
All right, well, the books are going to explore different religious traditions, and each one is supposed to stand mostly on its own. So you can read the books without having to read all the ones that come before or the ones after, but I certainly hope you'll want to read the others. The first one we're dealing primarily with a Proto-Aztec, Proto-Mayan mythology, and that's where we're introduced to the shadows. The second book that we're dealing with mostly a Judeo-Christian take on demons, more of the Middle Ages, not so much an early Judeo-Christian. But there we're dealing with Zaphon and some elements of fire. That also gets into the traditions of Devil's Night in Detroit, about the city fires and all that. Because we had to do a bunch of research to get the dates set up. The third book is going to take us into more of a... it's kind of funny. There's a group in there called the Hands of God. They're essentially a group of Christian terrorists that operate on the high plains. I had people giving me a hard time about it. Like, I mean, what are the odds this is going to happen? You know, you couldn't really do this. Yeah, well, 3 weeks ago, a group called the Crusaders got arrested because they're going to blow up some people down in Garden City. So it's like, you'd be shocked what's out there on the plains. But the third book deals with a group of religious radicals, kind of like that. The fourth one, we're dealing with skinwalkers. That's one of my favorites so far. And these aren't like the classic skinwalkers. Most of the time when you hear skinwalker, people are like, oh, glorified werewolves. Like, first off, not even close. The Inavioshi are illusionists. Inavioshi, the Navajo word, and evil that goes on all fours. And these things are ancient. These were dug up. But book 4, I think, is going to be real big. But 3 will be out real soon. 4's at the editors. So if you're interested in Native American type mythology going with it, book 4 is going to have some fun stuff in there that people got to read about that one.
Nice.
Yeah, I've done a lot of research into them. And I got a semi-photographic memory, so when I put stuff into the memory, as long as I code it, I tend to remember it pretty well, and things will crop up just by surprise. I'll write stuff, and I'll look back through my notes and realize, oh my God, that was the ascending constellation during that particular time frame. That's awesome. And
cool.
Yeah, we're going to get 3 books a year, so it's a series that should have some snap to it as it continues.
Well, I'm excited to read them.
How
I
many
know that.
are you going to end up writing altogether?
There are 13 books in the Paladin sequence, because the Paladin sequence describes a very specific set of events that gives rise to the Armageddon sequence. The Armageddon sequence is when basically all hell breaks loose and the shadows let their plan be known. Azrael's been working with the main characters throughout the first 13 books. You'll find out a lot about the Angel of Death, Azrael, because he's got a plan. He's been manipulating things, and Paladin is his pawn, he thinks. Paladin's not real keen on being a pawn.
Yeah,
Awesome.
usually aren't.
Yeah. Well, there's some crazy ones out there. When you meet Rory Panhatter, he's an eager pawn, but he looks just like Don Knotts.
Oh,
He's
yeah?
one of the most evil devil worshippers you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can't wait to read them. They sound really
I gotta
fun.
tell you, that actually came from a buddy of mine who was a Marine, and he actually trained, I think it was at Paris Island, and Don Knotts apparently was there and was a badass instructor. And he was telling me stories about that. That's what actually inspired the character of Rory Panhatter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's the name of that movie
Yeah,
that he was in?
Martin.
Mr. Limpet or something like that?
Yeah, there's Mr. Limpet,
Mr.
The Ghost
Limpet.
of Mr. Chicken, and The Love God. Those are
Oh,
all
yeah, The
great
Ghost of
movies.
Mr. Chicken. I love that one. I forgot about that.
That one's classic.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Limpet's the one with the fish.
The fish. Yeah.
The one with the fish. He's my favorite.
Funny.
Yeah, The Love God's one of the funniest, though. That's the one with the cologne that makes him irresistible to women.
Oh God.
Oh, that'd be
It's amazing.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as often seen, but it's well worth it.
Well, we're going to have to wrap it up, guys. So thank you
All right.
very much, Lance, for being here with us tonight. I really look forward to
appreciate
reading
the
those
opportunity.
those books. They really sound interesting to me. So,
I
yeah.
hope you do like it. Look into the names of the characters just for fun. There's symbolism
I will.
stacked throughout it, and the characters, you'll learn a lot just by their names.
Uh-huh. I will. Well, thank you again.
All right, book one's on sale on ebook right now.
Sweet. I'll look for it.
Wait.
All right, you guys have a good evening.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, we will wrap it up now, and our next guest will be on at 8 o'clock, and that's Gibby Best. He's a friend of mine, and he is a musician, and I'm hoping that he might play something for
Well,
us.
that'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Cool, that would be exciting.
Yeah. So he did the Black Cat Boogie, and I love that song, the Black Cat Boogie. So,
That would be
anyways,
really, really neat if you did play something on air tonight. That would be
yeah, it would be. Maybe we can talk him into it. I don't know.
awesome. I
He
really
says
enjoyed
he's
that
really
interview.
shy, so.
That was pretty cool, that guy that just came on and stuff.
Yeah.
He was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, I can't wait to read the books. They sound really cool.
Yeah, no,
I know.
I'm going to check those out. You know what? Maybe we'll throw them on the website. So,
Hey.
who knows? We'll
Talk to him. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. Okay, well, we'll talk to you guys in an hour.
I just want to say, Red,
All right, sounds good.
I like your live on the website, Red. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you were on for like 8 minutes. I could never talk that long.
That was nice.
Okay, we'll see you guys at 8.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.